Hey y'all, hey, there's going to be an energy reading on Killer Ken's mom, Latrese Allen. So without further ado, we're going to get into the overall energy of the tarot deck and see what's going on with Latrese Allen. So the first card we have here is the Page of Pentacles, okay? So there's Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And whenever I see the Page of Pentacles, it puts me in the mind of like a student or like planting seeds, needing to learn something. There's about grounding energy, financial status, material possessions, health, and a need for grounding, a need for grounding. This is a female who values money more than she values anything. She values money more than she values anything. After this Page of Pentacles, I see the Six of Pentacles. There's Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, right? And so when I see the Six of Pentacles, this is like the energy of charity or generosity. It's like someone always have their hands out, all right? It's like, you see, always having their hands out. And so it's like a balance. However, this is about like a need for grounding energy, a need for healing, a need to move forward, a need to value herself, her children, the people that are around her in her life. And so whenever I see the Six of Pentacles, right, it reminds me of the scales of justice, okay? And so the scales of justice is Libra energy, but it's also about karma, okay? I feel like when it comes to money, to a certain extent, when it comes to her children, it's like she always has her hand out. She always has her hand out, okay? I'm seeing the Seven of Cups. When I see the Seven of Cups, there's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but this could also be like some type of delusion, okay? Fantasizing, daydreaming, and it's about making decisions or choices that are wise, that are going to lead to emotional balance, okay? So this is all being delusional. So delusional, you're delusional. So Latrese Allen is delusional, emotionally delusional, mentally. Emotionally and mentally delusional. I'm saying the Three of Wands. When I see the Three of Wands, this is Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. This is about traveling. It's about being very, very observant, okay? It's about creativity. It's about being artistic. I'm picking up artistic, okay? And so this is about traveling, elevation, evolving, okay? I'm seeing the Nine of Wands. There's a Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. When I see the Nine of Wands, there is some type of exhaustion, okay? It could be around trying to create something. But when I see the Nine of Wands, exhaustion, I think of someone with children. There's a Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, okay? Somebody is trying to come up with some type of plan. I see the Two of Cups. When I see the Two of Cups, there's about partnerships. It's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but I think about partnerships. I think about balance. I think about soulmate connection, okay? I think about clarity being needed. I think somebody needs to speak up, okay? So this blue shirt is a throat chakra. And so, matter of fact, I don't even know this picture right here, I don't know whether it's the hair, reminds me of Killer Ken's. And so this is going to, Killer Ken speaking his truth and speaking up and speaking out is going to lead to emotional healing and emotional balance for him. And so he still has love for his mother. This Two of Cups is about partnership. It's about a deep love, a deep connection. So he still has love for his mother. I'm saying the Six of Swords. It's about moving forward. It's about not looking behind and moving out of rough and choppy waters into peaceful, smoother waters. It's about being logical, okay? It's about moving towards prosperity, towards healing, okay? I'm saying the Empress. So Latrese Allen, there is some healing, like some major healing that has to happen. When I see this Empress card, I'm picking up on Libra energy in Taurus. She could be very, very stubborn. However, as the Empress, there's like creation, creativity. I think of fertility. I think of birthing new ideas or a project or a business. I'm also saying the Knight of Wands. When I see this Knight of Wands, there's Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. I feel like she danced to the rhythm of her own beat, okay? And so I feel like she also has some daddy issues right along with mommy issues. There's the Queen of Pentacles. However, I feel like daddy issues stand out because when I see this Emperor, it's Aries energy, but it's a masculine and it's a father, okay? It reminds me of husband, father, but it's father, okay? And I'm getting a Queen of Pentacles. And so when I see this Queen of Pentacles, this is a divine feminine who loves to take care of their family and their friends. However, emotional grounding is needed. The root chakra needs to be healed. The heart chakra, sacral chakra. And she needs to learn how to value herself. If she learned how to value herself, she wouldn't treat her kids or talk about her kids or use her kids or exploit her kids for money. I'm seeing the Seven of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And so she does not like the fact that her son is able to advocate for himself. When I see the Seven of Wands, it's about advocating, standing his ground, maintaining his composure. She does not like that he's taking action to maintain his composure, to protect his peace, to speak his truth. I'm seeing the Five of Swords. There's creating a lot of like arguments or disagreements. Five of Swords, mental chaos and confusion, okay? I think about backstabbing, okay? And so this, like him speaking out, it's hurting her heart. And she feel like he's backstabbing. However, he has to do this. This is the High Priestess, okay? And so when I see the High Priestess, it's about divine feminine energy. It's about discernment. It's about masculine energy. But it's about trusting one's intuition. And so he has to do this. And she was wrong. It is what it is. She was wrong. The Queen of Swords. And so sometimes she feel like she's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. But I'm the mother. This Queen of Swords is a Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. This is a divine feminine who could be very, very brash with their tongue when they're going through some type of awakening. And so when I see the Queen of Swords, there's a female who needs to go through an awakening. She keeps her heart guarded because she's been hurt a lot when she was a child, as she grew up, okay? And so she still keeps her heart guarded. I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles. This is like some type of restriction, stagnation, and it reminds me of the Page of Pentacles. It's like knowing that the day you plant the seeds is not going to be the day that you get the fruit. And so this Seven of Pentacles is like slow and steady wins the race. Patience is a virtue, okay? And so I'm seeing the King of Swords. And then I see the Hierophant. And so this King of Swords is also a divine masculine who is going through a transformation, okay? Who needs to go through a transformation, who keep their heart guarded, who's been hurt, okay? I'm seeing this Hierophant card. And so there's about conforming. There's about traditions and values. And so she wants him to conform. She wants him to be committed to her. When I see the Hierophant, it's Taurus energy, but it's about having the keys to your success or your demise. And it's about resistance. It's about being stubborn. I think of things like jails, hospitals, schools. I'm also saying the Eight of Pentacles, okay? So when I see the Eight of Pentacles, there's a need to master one's emotions, master one's gifts, talents, to create the wealth and abundance they need. So her son, he should be the one that's profiting off of his pain, off of his story, not her. And so he's not wrong for profiting off of his pain. I'm seeing the Two of Wands. And so when I see the Two of Wands, it's like trying to figure out, should I go? Should I stay? It's like trying to fix a imbalance, okay? And so I feel like somebody is really, really impulsive with their words. I feel like it's her. Very, very impulsive. Has potential. But put up a front like she's always strong, okay? So there's about strength, and I'm seeing the Eight of Cups. However, I do feel like she's broken. I do feel like she has abandonment issues. There's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's about disappointments, okay? Family disappointments. It's like she wants to build a legacy, generational wealth. She wants to build, okay? We're going to see what this deck says. Latrese Allen. Enamored. And so she's enamored with herself. She's enamored. It's all about her, okay? And so this is the vibration of 9. And so this is about making her wishes and her dreams come true. There is an energy of jealousy and envy, okay? And so this is the vibration of 16, which breaks down to the vibration of 7. And so there needs to be some healing between her and her son. However, she don't feel like she's in the wrong about anything. I'm the mama. What I say go, what I say stands. Conflict. Okay, and so this is conflict. She's always, it's like I'm getting, she's always at the root of the conflict, a conflict. And so this is the vibration of 10. And so it's about blowing off steam. I don't know why that remind me of her. She's a hothead. And I'm saying moving on. And so she does not like the fact that her son is moving on, and him speaking his truth is helping him move on, is helping him heal, okay? Hello. Hello, 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 hello. So he's being divinely guided, okay? I'm also seeing relationship. And so when I see this relationship card, it's a vibration of 4. It's giving me the 4 cups. It's about feeling over it. She put other relationships before her and her son's relationship. She always put a man before him. I'm also saying rising star. And so she feels like he's a rising star, or he's going to be the rising star. There's the vibration of 14, which breaks down to 5. And so it's like she's mad and upset because he's speaking, okay? He's speaking his truth, and he's becoming a star off of it. There's the flying monkeys. And so she looks like the flying monkey. She looks like the one that always is flying off the... You know what I'm saying? And so there's the vibration of 14. She needs to heal. And so I see occupation. I don't know if she sees a doctor or a therapist, but if she don't, she needs to. And I'm saying the courthouse, okay? So the courthouse is involved in something somehow, or is going to be involved. Court case, legal situation, it could be custody, I don't know, okay? I'm saying karmic femme. And so she's a karmic femme. And I'm also saying community. So she feels like all eyes are on her because her son is speaking, okay? However, he is an earth angel. So he's violent. He is an earth angel. And so he's protected. And I'm saying self-love. And so he's learning how to love himself in spite of all the pain and the trauma and the thoughts that still like spiral out of control in his mind. And so unbothered. And so he gives off the energy like he's unbothered, okay? But there's still a need for healing. I'm also saying ritual. So I don't know if anybody in his family do spell work or divination, but when I see this ritual, it's like the vibration of somebody could be going down the rabbit hole, or a black hole spiraling out down the hole. But this ritual could have been a ritual, a love ritual. Some type of ritual was done on the family, in the family. And I'm saying Jezebel. And so this Jezebel is a Jezebel spirit. When she was younger, somebody in the family do divination. And so there's a Jezebel spirit. It could have been her mother. It could have been her mother, not him. It could have been her mother or her. But I'm saying divination, okay? And so somebody is into, you know what I'm saying? I'm also saying divine feminine. So I feel like when it comes to Killer Kins and this divine feminine, and she's a karmic femme, I feel like I'm saying false documents. And so she was trying to say he was lying and he did a polygraph test, and she was saying false, false, false. That's not true, okay? I'm saying abuse. So she was trying to say that she didn't. So when it comes to this divine feminine and this karmic femme, I feel like, I don't know what happened to him as a child, but I feel like Killer Kins is more feminine than his mother, and his mother is more masculine than him, okay? And so there's a lot of emotional pain, okay? And so with that being said, I'm also saying the karmic masculine. Like I said, karmic femme, karmic masculine, and I'm saying distant future. So eventually, I don't know if she'll have to hit rock bottom, but in the distant future, they will get it together. Because he has a lot of ancestors around him that is helping him, okay? He has a lot of people that is rooting for him, and he's going through an awakening. And so maybe it's going to take her going through a rude awakening, but he's going through a spiritual rebirth, okay? And so with that being said, thank you all for watching.